And now moving on to our next speaker. In fact, he is our guest speaker for today. But I need to apologize because I feel that my brief introduction of him won't do much justice. Because Dr. Zaharuddin Rahman is a renowned scholar and expert in Islamic finance in Malaysia. He is an academic fellow and lecturer at the International Islamic University of Malaysia, and he sits in the Shariah Advisory Board of various financial institutions. Dr. Zaharuddin has written several books on Islamic finance, one of which is the bestseller titled Wang Anda dan Islam, or the English version to it, Money, You and Islam. To present the topic of facing riba in the modern world, I welcome with great honor Dr. Zaharuddin, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in wa la udwana illa 'alal zalimin. Qala rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli wa yassir wa la tu'assir al-hadith. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahlan wa anta taj'alul hazna wal sa'ba illa shi'ta sahlan. Amma ba'd. Thank you very much to Brother Rahman, our previous speaker, Brother Sani and Brother Zaid, and all of the organizers and also the participants in this today's session. Alhamdulillah, thankful to Allah SWT who led us together in this hall to learn a little bit about what is actually our responsibility in terms of spending our money and to earn in a rightful way that will be blessed by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, inshallah. So my topic, which is given by the organizer, is facing riba in the modern world. So the topic is very much related to the previous topic actually, because our brother Sani already mentioned about the availability of Shariah Compliant instrument, or in a very layman terms we call as Halal instrument. But in the corporate world, normally we call it as Shariah Compliant investment instrument. But both are actually the same. Yeah? Firstly, why must halal? This is the most important question that must be asked to all of the fellow Muslims, especially, but also to the non-Muslim. Maybe this one may add some more value to your investment, because normally what is halal will always be ethical investment. Alright? So when we are saying about this one is the halal investment, halal project, it must be very good for the environment as well. Okay, for the Muslim perspective, I think that the computer cannot read the Arabic letters, So in Surah Al-Mulk, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala mentioned, "Alladhi khalaqa al-mawta wal-hayata liyabluwakum ayyukum ahsanu 'amala." So for our fellow Muslims, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala mentioned in the Quran that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, He who created death as well as life, so that He might put you to a test and thus show which of you is the best in conduct and in your decision making, and make you realize that He alone is Almighty, truly forgiving. So from here, it is very important to note that our decision making in terms of investing and our appetite in spending our money and gain earnings will reflect our faith to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Because of that reason, I would like to stress that in order for all of the fellow Muslims to adhere to the Shariah Compliant investment, all of us must first take a great, reflection to our faith and to our belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and in the hereafter. Because if that person faith and belief in the hereafter is very weak and poor, he or she may not be interested in knowing what is the reason for us to learn about halal. We want to know what is the best way to make more income and profits. It's no matter whether or not it is halal or haram, because the most important thing for us is our bank account will be multiplied over the years. So it depends on our faith. It depends on our faith. Secondly, I would like to stress out also that halal instrument and halal spending and earnings will also affect our worships. Yes, normally Muslim we can easily see them praying in congregation in Sultan Mosque, for example, and Friday prayers, for example. Yes, and then immediately after performing their prayers, they will raise their hand, perform their supplication to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to ask from God, from Allah this and that, and to ask from God to bless their family, bless their wealth and everything. But he or she must know that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in a hadith that there is a man in a long journey. There is a man in a long journey, and then he raised his hand to ask from Allah this and that. However, the Prophet says his food, his drink, his clothes are all coming from non-halal income. Alright? So how on earth Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept his supplications? So from this hadith, the scholars in consensus agree that if our income and earning and spending are not according to the Sharia law, are not adhering to the Sharia requirement, so our worships, supplications, prayer will also be affected badly. So this is very important to note that when we are talking about investing money, it is not isolated from our worships. Because some people out there, they are feeling when we are talking about money, this is all dunya. This is all worldly life. We want to talk about hereafter. No. We are actually thinking and talking about our hereafter in this session. Alright? That is the first one. Effect to our worship. Secondly, impact to our worldview and goals. Impact to our worldview and goals. So when we are actually only focusing on profits, actually what happens is that we will turn our heart to in a very easy word, not so good people, because we will always think about ourselves only. We will always think about what are the things that we can achieve from this investment and from this portfolio and from that thing. We always think about ourselves. We are not thinking about the impact of the thing that we invested in. So in Islam, we have to think about others as well. So that's why when the consumer at the time of the prophets, it is mentioned in a hadith that a group of companions come to see the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and ask the Prophet to do what? Ask the Prophet to do a ceiling price, so that the seller will not be able to take, excessive profit. So what would be the reply from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The Prophet said, no. Inna Allah huwa al-musa'ir. Allah is the price setter, you know? Yeah? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't want to see Allah in the future, and the Prophet said in the hereafter, and there will be some people complaining about me interfering in their rights in either monetary matters, or also blood, you know, it's related to criminal matters. So for this reason, the scholars concluded that what happened is that in Islam, we always cater the needs for the seller, the trader, and also the consumer. But normally, when we are the consumer, we love to complain. But what happens if we are the seller and we are the trader themselves? You know? Normally what happens if we are a consumer, when the price, you know, increase in this and that, we will complain. But try yourself to be the seller without increasing the price. I'm not supporting the price hike, you know, but I just want to inform and educating ourselves that in Islam, both parties will be covered by Islam in terms of their rights. So, Halal will always educate us in that sense. So, and then, in fact, to our manners, you know, if we are only thinking about profits without giving any attention to the halal, sooner or later we will thinking bribery. We will breaching the contracts. We will hide something which is need to be disclosed to our clients, and then we will be this and that, and we will actually damaging ourselves and our image and our good reputation. So that is very important to know. And then influences to our children, descendants, and lineage. So what will happen when we feed our family by using the non-halal income? When we feed our wife, our children with this type of money, and we go to perform Hajj with this money, we go and perform Umrah with this money. In the hadith mentioned, Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiban. Allah is good and will not accept except the good sources of spend only. You know? So we have to ensure that when we want to perform Hajj and we want to perform prayer, we are using all the halal money, and we purchase by using that type of money. So please give attention to why must halal points here. And then facing the modern world. So in our modern world, financial intermediaries, just like mentioned by Brother Sunny, banks, insurance company, fund managers, and many more. Some of them are offering us an opportunity to invest our money, but some of them may contain riba. And some of them may contain maisir. What is maisir? Gambling. You know? And some of them may contain gharar, uncertainty, which affect the validity of the contract from the Islamic perspective. You know? And then ikrah, some of them may contain force. In terms of you have to purchase by force, you know. And ihtikar, hoarding. You are hiding the staple food in order to make the demand for that particular staple food, you know, increase. And only after the price increase, you will put it, offer to the general public in order to get more profits. That is hoarding. And then najash, tricks, dirty tricks in selling your items. Bay'un najash is like this, mentioned in the classical fiqh book. You are the seller, but you find hard to sell your items. But what happens is that you want to trap your potential client by having an MOU with your colleagues, that each and every time your colleagues see that there is a potential client come into your store, you will at the beginning, in the middle of negotiating process with the potential client, your colleagues will come into the picture and tell and interfere the negotiating process by supporting your item and your price, by quoting that your price is the best in town. I already go around this place. I don't see any price like this. This is a very good price. So that the potential client will be influenced by your colleagues. That is actually dirty tricks mentioned in the classical fiqh book. But nowadays we can find a lot more strategies being employed by sellers. For example, eBay sellers. You want to, in the bidding process, in order to make the price, increase, you bid for your own self, correct? You bid for your own price, or you ask your parents, or you ask your brother to bid. He will not purchase. Just bid for myself, in order to make the price up. So this is all actually unhealthy strategy to obtain profits. Yeah, you may say that is good, that is strategy. Yeah, that is strategy, but it's not this unhealthy strategy and not Shariah compliant strategy. Yeah? That is why, because each and every time the person consumes non-halal income and non-halal money, actually, that is the result. You will be like that. You will be tama in the bahasa. And then jahala. Forgot the word. Greedy. Okay, now jahala. Jahala is non-availability of the information, insufficient information, such as short selling. Short selling has various problems from the Sharia point of view. You are selling something which is not yet in your possession, first. Second, jahalah in terms of the ownership. Second, and many more. Some of the people, they may say this one is a very good strategy because less risk and big, not big, but the opportunity to gain, without exposing yourself into the risk. Short selling. Is it available in Singapore? Yes. But it's up to you to adapt and to subscribe to that technique or not. The same applies to contra trading, for example. Without having money, sufficient money, you want to purchase by using contra trading, and at the time you purchase, you do not have any money. And before the settlement date, you are hoping that the price will be higher, and then you can sell and gain profit without even paying any cents. That is halal or haram. That is gambling or not gambling. So we have to think, And then Rahman. Rahman is what? Rahman is just like this. This is the modern world. Rahman is just like this. I came to say that I came to Singapore. I come to Singapore first time in Singapore. And then the taxi driver asked me, this is your first time? Yes, my first time. So, where you want to go? Arab Street. And then because he knows that this is my first time, he will increase the taxi fare. So I wouldn't know because this is my first time. So that is Rahman. And that is also haram. Yes, you may get profit out of it, but that is haram. Yeah? I say sorry here because I do not know your background actually. Because some of you may the potential investor, maybe the potential investor, and some of you may be a seller, maybe a trader. So I just want to share some of the knowledge so that we cover all of it, inshallah. And then my other part is something related to forcing a person to purchase your things by using your authority. Okay, now this is Islamic financial system. The current financial system, the modern world system, and the Islamic financial system currently. So we try at our best actually. We need those people who are trying. They are trying to replicate some of the features available at the conventional market in order to offer halal instrument to the general public so that we will be happy in Islam and the hereafter. So we see here Islamic financial market, we have surplus sector and deficit sector, and we have Islamic money market for direct financial market and indirect financial market. We have Takaful, Univ Trust, Merchant Bank, Islamic, Shariah Finance Companies, Commercial Bank, and we have the capital market, Sukuk, and Islamic equity market. I will not elaborate these things, but just to let us know that this is actually what happened in the Islamic financial market in order to tap the needs of the Muslim, especially, and anybody, because Islamic market, Islamic finance is not only limited to Muslim, but also non-Muslim, especially in Malaysia. Statistically, most clients in Islamic financial institutions are those non-Muslim, non-Muslim, because they know the better features of the Shariah compliance product. That is quite technical, that is maybe only applicable in Malaysia, not in Singapore, but that is just for your information. Islamic finance, even though it's being called Islamic, just ignore the name. If you are non-Muslim, just ignore the name. Just say this is ethical banking. If you feel reluctant with the name, just go to Quick Finance House, for example. Quick Finance House not even use the name Islamic. But never mind, don't bother about the name, but just I want to let you know that Islamic finance is open to all. Okay, to comply with the Sharia manifestation of obedience, halal earning, halal spending and distribution of wealth. So just now, Brother Sani mentioned about how you want to spend. So halal spending, in order to get earnings from halal sources, and then distribution of wealth, in order to provide for your family, purchase here, purchase there, to consume by your own self, all of that must be closely observed in order to make ourselves a good Muslim, a good mu'min and Muslim. And then, in terms of viability of Islamic financial institutions and their product, globally it has been proven viable, feasible, profitable, doable. Okay? For that matters, I strongly ask the Muslim community, especially in Singapore, to push for more halal instruments so that you will be better, you will get better results. So, Brother Sani has mentioned about the newly introduced sukuk for retail. So that is actually one of the that will be good for your portfolio. So we want more actually, so that it's easier for you to make decisions in the future. Okay, now what constitutes Shariah compliant in Islamic financial transaction? Many things. It is not only the changing of name from interest to profit, from fixed interest to dividend. No. It is not only changing the name of loan to murabaha, mudarabah, very difficult to pronounce for some people because they, say mudarabah, mubababah, mushakara. It is not only changing the names, but the names comes with their pillars and also conditions that must be met. So documentation must be in correct order, product structure must be approved by the renowned Shariah scholars, or at least those scholars who has qualification, and operation must also be observed via the audit process. Accounting treatment must be reflecting the true purchase and sale, investment, the true investment and not capital guarantee or profit guarantee. Legal structure must also be compliant with the Sharia law, apart from the state law. Okay, so all of this must be in place. So Suhat Al-Ulin look for the halal certification. So if you think it's very difficult for you to get access to the documentation, who are you want to get the documentation before you invest? Before you invest, it's very hard for you to ask for the details of the product maybe, or to get the documentation in front of you. So how to make the process easy? Look for halal certification. Yes, I strongly agree with the ideal rating just now. It's very easy. I'm not getting any commission from ideal ratings. I really hope that I get actually. I don't get anything. You know? That's good. So you have the instrument right now in order to know what is halal and what is not for shares. For REITs, you have Sabana already have the Sharia advisors, and we have several sukuk. So all of them are halal. Or even if you want to go out from Singapore, you can easily access some halal compliant, halal product in Malaysia. You know, also maybe some in Indonesia, and not only products from financial intermediaries. So we are not only talking about products from financial intermediaries. Yeah, sukuk, equity, blah blah blah. All of this normally coming from the financial intermediaries, banks, unit trusts from the fund managers. But you can also invest by purchase gold, for example, by purchase property by yourself in Wilayah Iskandar, Johor, for example. Never mind. I don't mind. If you have money, purchase, no problem. So what is the ruling? Islamic banking product is better in profit and also it's from the spirituality perspective. How? Okay, I think guys. Because we have to ensure that there is no riba and no qimar, gambling, and no caution and no uncertainty. You know, and the effect and the implication of the product also will not supporting unhealthy activities in the world. So just now you look at the threshold, 30%, you know, the ideal rating mentioned about, you know, if you want to know these shares is halal or haram, you look at from there, they will analyze the riba debt or the interest, loan with interest of the company, how many percent. You know, the non-halal income of the shares of the company, how many percent. They will analyze for you, and if it is, you know, below the benchmark, it will be regarded as haram. That is good. That is the process to avoid riba, zulm, haram, and many other elements of haram. Okay. But because of our topic is riba, we want to focus more about the greatest sin in Islam with regard to the commercial transactions, and that is riba. Yeah, maybe in Malaysia we love to discuss about bribery. You bribery, you know? Corruption. But corruption and bribery is not the severest sin in Islam. Yeah, it is sin, great sin. But the greatest sin is actually riba. Why? Because Allah mentioned in the Quran the punishment. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وذروا ما بقي من الربا إن كنتم مؤمنين فإن لم تفعلوا فأذنوا بحرب من الله ورسوله. Allah mentioned, O you who believe, observe your duty to Allah and give up what remains from usury. If you are true believers, and if you do not stay away from riba and they are spending, income, investing, or whatever, then be warned of war against you from Allah and His Messenger. And if you repent, then you may have your principal back without interest. So if you want to ask me what happened to my old investment with riba, interest, you may stop at once. You know, you may call now. You know? You may SMS your insurance. I want to pay it now. You know, or you may cut your credit card in with. I bet we discussed it. You mentioned not controversial, yeah, the trick controversial. You know, you may get back your principal without any interest. So we are not suggesting you to lose everything. No. You may take back your principal. Say that you already investing for 10 years. If you calculate back all of the principal may amount to 1 million. Take back 1 million. At the time you stop, you get 1.1 million. 1 million is yours, and another 100,000 is mine. No. For the poor and needy. For the poor and needy. Alright? For the charity. But it's shaking, to channel 100,000 to poor and needy. Yeah, it's better for you to be that type of person in this world as compared to shaking in the grave. And that is the matter of belief and faith, my brothers and sisters. Okay? So here mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, those who involved in riba, you are actually declaring war with Allah and the prophets. So how on earth we have the chance to get the shafa'ah, the help of the prophets in the hereafter, if we are in war with Allah and the Prophet in this worldly life? Our chance will be very thin or almost none. This is very important thing in terms of our faith and belief. So Muslim community across the globe give very great attention to porky. Porky. Pork. And even the what we call the vocabulary for pork, pig, lard, angry bird. Angry bird is something else. Because angry bird normally will fight with pork, with pig. So what happens is that when we want to consume something, we give a strict observation for pork element, especially Muslim. Muslim. But for your information, eating pork in terms of their sin is lesser a lot as compared to eating something from ribawi profit, riba interest. But I'm not suggesting and encouraging you to eat pork. That is not my point. My point is the severe sin of interest and riba, not pork. Okay? Don't misunderstand my point. And then what happened is that the Prophet, that is on the verse of the Quran. Now we look at the traditions of the Prophet. The Prophet mentioned about 7 great sins. One of them, devouring riba. And then the Prophet condemns those who take riba, give riba, witness to riba transaction, and the writer of riba transactions. So if you think that you are already safe from riba by not investing in the riba, but please think in terms of being a witness to those who want to invest in riba instrument or riba loan, or you are you take yourself as guarantor, for example. You are the lawyer. You are the one who drafting the documents for those who want to take loan with interest. You are the one. Wow, you are also involved in that riba sin. Na'udzubillah. So this is difficult, right? Yeah, because the path and route to heaven and paradise is actually, yes, that's difficult. More difficult than Oxford University. More difficult than Harvard University, Right? And then the Prophet also mentioned there are 73 types, different types of riba, the least of which is equivalent to beheading one's mother, committing zina with your own mother, or if she committing zina with her own father. So this is very, very great sin. Eating pork is not that bad. No. It is bad. Not that bad. Not bad, but okay. Okay, now what is actually riba? We want to learn about riba. What is this riba? Riba is literally mean excess. And logically, riba is actually excess without proper reason. That is in layman explanation. The extra repayment of loan. I give you 1,000, you take 1,200. That is okay. We will look into that. That is fine. Type of riba. We have two types of riba. The first type of riba is duyun. That arises from debt and loan. The first one is qard. Second one is jahiliyah. And buyu we have nasi'ah and also fadl. So qard, what is riba qard? Money when being exchanged to another money, but with different value, different amount. For example, I'm giving you as a loan 2,000 Sing dollar and asking you to repay in the future date 2,200 Sing dollar. That is riba. Consensusly agreed by the scholars across the globe, classically and contemporarily. Alright? And then money to use of right. For example, I give you 2,000 ringgit as a loan. Sing dollar as a loan. And I ask you to repay the loan with the same price, same amount, 2,000 Sing dollar, but with additional service. You have to wash my car twice a week. That type of additional benefits also deemed as riba. Riba is not only limited to money, my brother and sister. Riba also related to any additional benefits because of the loan giving. You know? And then give something. Riba jahiliyah, penalty for late debt payment. Say that you have to repay 2,000 ringgit today. Your inability to pay today being forgiven by the lender by saying that you have to pay next week, but the price will be increased. That is riba as well. You know, but you may think if we are not imposing any penalty of late payment, the people will intentionally late in the payment, or they may not want to pay. Yes, the Islamic financial institution also face this type of challenge. As a result, they impose penalty charges, but the penalty charges amount will be channeled to the charity on behalf of the late payer. So each and every time you late in your payment, you will be rewarded in the day after. That is how you want to, deter the client from late in their payment. Okay, now money exchanges for an equal amount. That is also riba buyu. For example, you want to exchange ringgit to ringgit. You exchange 10,000 ringgit to 10,012 ringgit. But there is no point to do that for it. But principally that is riba. But what happens if you want to exchange Sing dollar with ringgit? No problem. Sing dollar with ringgit, the different amount, halal, but must be on the spot basis. If you delay in the delivery or the payment, either or of the money, it will be regarded as riba nasi'ah. Okay, money exchanges for money with different money. So, the better information for riba qard is like this, and contemporary forms of riba duyun. Riba qard is halal. This is for information. Very difficult for you here in Singapore, but as an education, I have to say, I have to explain that car loan, if you want to purchase a car, you pay 10% deposit and then you take loan from any institution, and then the institution said to you that you have to repay the exact amount plus interest. That is actually riba transactions. You may want to ask me, so how are you going to do it? In Singapore, we don't have any alternative. That is the thing that we might discuss. You know? So that's why I'm asking you to create the demand. You have to create the demand, then there will be a supply. If you are not demanding it from a financial institution, there will be no supply. And then home loan, credit card. Credit card. In Malaysia, fortunately, we have the Shariah Compliant credit card. But I noticed there is no Shariah Compliant credit card in Singapore, I think. You know? Why credit card is have the element of riba? Because of the interest. So in order to avoid yourself from that interest, if you want to use the credit card, please ensure that you must repay all of the amount at once before the grace period. Before the interest element come into the picture, you have to settle all of your debts. And by that way, you may stay away from riba element in credit cards. And then saving account, we have the Islamic saving account, fixed deposit. We have a lot of other portfolio that being explained by Brother Sani. And then personal loan, if there is no necessity for you to take personal loan, don't take personal loan, especially when there is none of the product fall under the category of Shariah Compliant product. And then we have riba buyuk. Actually, insurance, from the perspective of majority of the contemporary Shariah scholars, fall under the category of riba. However, in Singapore, because we don't have any takaful to replace or as an alternative for insurance, so separate issue lah. Okay. So we may take the fatwa of the Singaporean Mufti. Then what is the fatwa for? It's up to your iman. It's up to your decision. It's up to your decision and your own analysis. Because insurance, they have a little bit of discussion among the scholars. Minority of the scholars say insurance, may be deemed, halal, for given conventional insurance, but majority point of view, it is not halal. It depends. So if we have the alternative, surely we will have to be with that alternative. But if we don't have the alternative, you may take the more lenient opinion in that sense. And then gold and forex trading. Forex trading, please do not enter into this category. Forex trading is different from forex, full stop. Forex, foreign exchange. If you want to go to Malaysia, you will exchange your money with ringgit Malaysia. That is forex. That is halal with a condition that must be exchanged on the spot basis. On the spot basis, have two interpretations from the forex trader and forex people perspective. Spot means 2 days settlement. But what I said just now, on the spot basis, literal meaning of on the spot means in a session. You give now and you take the other currency notes also on the session, at the session. And then forex trading is something else. Forex trading is actually those people who want to take advantage on the fluctuation of the currency's value. That is no longer valid in Islam because that is actually gambling. In Malaysia, National Fatwa Council already pronounced the prohibition to not only individual forex trader but also institutional forex trader. Okay, now contemporary form of riba, and then we have only 1 minute left or 2 minutes. Just skip this one or a little bit of information. Riba and profits are different. In Islam, profit is halal, riba is haram. Why profit is halal? Profit must have counter value. For example, I am selling you this roster. Say that I am the owner of the roster. So I am selling it to you. You will get this rostrum, I will get your money. What is the counter value? The value of the rostrum made by wood, and you will get the money that you can purchase anything else, or something else. So that is the counter value. And the acceptable counter value. As for loan with interest, the counter value is what? They said that the counter value is time value of money. Because you are taking my money and you are stopping my advantage and my opportunity to invest in the money for that period of time, I will charge you for the opportunity lost. That is time value of money. That is unacceptable counter value or iwaf in Islamic perspective. Okay? Because that is something turning and changing the nature of money from medium of exchange to commodity, and that is not acceptable in Islam. And then modern world and riba. Okay, this is also our topic. The facing riba in the modern world. So where riba in the modern world? Firstly, fiat money and its creation. If you are not treating fiat money accordingly, that might be a riba in your transactions. But I'm not in supporting to those views that mention fiat money itself is riba, basically. Fiat money without transacting also riba because of its creation. I'm not supporting that view because that view is actually too extreme, and their dalil is also, from my perspective and my colleagues' perspective, not too strong. But it's up to you. If you want to say your money is haram lidatihi in Arabic terminology, or by itself, just give your money to me. It's better. It's better than that. Like it. It's better for you to pay offer to me. Alright? Because if you want to say that your fiat money in your pocket now is haram, meaning that anything that you purchase by using that money is invalid. And anything that we purchase, say that you are purchasing roti prata. That roti prata is invalid. It's not your ownership. You can't eat it, but you eat it. So you are in non-halal thing. So, depends. If you think that you can deal with that difficulties, fine. Silakan. Number two, the norms of renting money. Yeah, our modern world, their perspective and their worldview is money can be rented out. So, apart from renting out rostrum, the hall, the car, houses, this and that, money also can be rented out. So we want to rent out our money because we have surplus of money. We want to rent it out to you. And then gain more money. So that is unacceptable in Islam because the thing that open to be rented out is only commodity. In Islamic perspective, money is not a commodity. Money is medium of exchange. And then excessive speculation and gambling being perceived as an investment. What is the meaning of excessive investment? Excessive speculation, sorry. How to differentiate between speculation, excessive speculation, gambling, and investment? Wow, very difficult topics and subject. And very thin, the differences, very thin differences. But in order to make it clear, excessive speculation equal to gambling, equal to risk levels. You are risking yourself, exposing yourself by entering into unnecessary risk in order to make more profit and gain more profit. You know, for example, that's like who wants to invest. In order for you to invest, you take a loan. So this is not a good way to invest. Maybe it is not being mentioned by our brother Saadiq, but from my perspective, it is not a good way of investment from the Sharia perspective for you to take a loan, especially loan with interest in order to invest. And you are hoping that the investment will give you more profit as compared to the interest taken from by the financial institution. That is very dangerous, because what happens if the investment fail to give your expected rate and expected profits? So you will be in trouble, real trouble. That is normally the way how excessive speculator will go about. For example, your capability to purchase house limited to 2, but you want to purchase 5 because you want to manipulate the power of leverage from the financial institutions. You want to take a loan from the financial institution, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. You purchase and you try at your best effort to sell it to the market and gain the profit. That is actually excessive speculation. But if you purchase 2 only, and that is almost at par to your income, that is alright. But 5, you are risk lovers. That is excessive speculations. Okay, but our norm today, excessive speculation is good. I still remember I was in what we call workshop with some of the financial people in London. We are discussing about derivatives. Derivatives can be regarded as gambling tools, investment tools, or hedging tools. It depends. Risk management tools. And then he knows that I'm in the Islamic financing business, Islamic finance business. So he asked me about Islamic this and that, explain and this and that. I explained to him. And then at the end he conclude by saying, oh, if that is Islamic finance, there is no thrill in Islamic finance. Because you always prohibit people from speculation, guessing here and there, because they love to guess. And then put their money, they're betting here, betting there. There will be no thrill, Manchester United will win or Barcelona. I put $10. It's good, yeah, good. Please, Messi, score, And then don't score. And then you lost, you feel down. But you feel down, later on you win, you feel good. That is the way the people, some of the people, their worldview, and it is not acceptable in Islam, And then taking advantage out of clients' inability, that is also the norms in our modern world. Like this. If you are a rich person, high net worth, you are asking loan from banks, you will get good rate, correct? But if you are a fresh graduate, your rate is no good or good. Higher or lower than those high net worth individuals? Higher. Why? Because financial institution is not a welfare body, They are a corporate company who target profit. And the more risk for themselves, they will take more money. It is not a fair world, It's not justice there. Never mind. It is his world, But the most important here is that if you are unable to pay, they will charge more interest. And that interest will be a type of compounding interest. It is a fact, we cannot pay for that particular month or 2 months. Because our inability to pay, they are asking us to pay more than that, and then they put the interest penalty amount in the principal amount so that the whole loan will be different in the future. So it is taking advantage of our inability. We are unable to pay, we have to pay more. We cannot pay even 1,000. Now you want to ask us to pay 1,500. How on earth we want to get that type of money? So we will face bankruptcy later on. So that is the thing. And then that encouragement is also one of the modern world criteria. That encouragement. They always encourage you to do more than just like your credit card. Say that your income for a month is 10,000 Sing dollars. You will get the credit card and the credit limit will be 10,000 or more? More or 10,000 only? More. That is actually leveraging and encouraging you to spend more than what you earn. That is that encouragement, Investment and that encouragement normally related closely with riba and interest. That is how they make more money. Investment with guaranteed profit and capital. So I know that most of us love to have this type of instrument, which is low risk, high return. Correct or not? So Brother Sami mentioned about high risk, high return. It is no good. We want to hear about high return, low risk, Shariah Compliant. If you want to get a product like that, go in the paradise. You can. Not here in this world life. But we have one in Malaysia. Very low risk, high return. Shariah Compliant. Do you know what is the product name? ASB, Amanah Saharuddin Putra. That is one of its kind in the world and history of mankind. I don't know. Alright, so that is ASB. But in Singapore, sorry, you are Singaporean, not entitled to ASB. And also we have RHB, Amanah Hartanah Bumi Putra. Shariah Compliant, low risk, very handsome return. Okay? But still have some risk. But please understand that in Islam there is no capital guarantee when you want to invest. Capital guarantee means you have changed the nature of investment to loan. And there is no profit guarantee. Profit guarantee means you are actually forcing the other parties, especially the entrepreneur, to give you profit in regardless what happened to their business. If their business facing loss, they still have to pay us profit. That is zalim. Cruel. I don't know, why cruel to them, not me. It is their business. They are the one who offer. I'm only accepting. No, accepting cruelty and coercion is also sin in Islam. Just like a person say, hey, please kill me. I fed up with this life. Please kill me. Hey, I cannot kill you. No, please kill me. I give you consent. Full consent. I will not place a charge on you. So you kill that person. You kill that person, and then bring the case brought to the court of law, and then you testify before the judge, say that he gave his consent. Where is the consent? Here in my iPhone 5S. When you recording, I give you consent to kill me. Thank you very much. Sincerely from me. Do you think you will be free? No, brother and sister. So your consent may not be changing anything. And then paper money issue has been okay. So what happened in order to face the riba or riba in the modern world, we have to structure and engineer some of the Shariah compliant product. Bank loan, we have equity and debt financing, riba investment, we have mudharabah musyarakah wakalah investment. Some of the portfolio is using actually mudharabah musyarakah and wakalah. Bond, we have sukuk, derivatives, we have arbun, wa'an and tawarruk. Stock market, we have Shariah approved shares and methods. Insurance, we have takaful, monetary, still not. We don't have gold and silver, but yet we need to have education and knowledge first. And then unit trust, we have halal unit trust. So we have to know all of this and let go all of this, Okay, I think in the absence of halal, yes, we have some Islamic legal maxims that let you give some exemptions, but the exemption must be limited to some limitation and must be taken as a temporary measurement only. Okay. So I think that's all for my presentation. Okay, before that, Just now I mentioned about something about investment, not necessarily by using financial intermediaries. So gold, you can purchase gold directly from the market, for example, from the bank, the gold bar, but you have to know the ruling in Islam in order to avoid from Riba. You have to get the physical gold at once. No order of gold, no 1 week before after payment you will be the gold will be delivered. No. The gold must be, or at least will take only 3 days. That is the most lenient fatwa given by the Maliki school of thought. Only 3 days, the most you can wait, and then you can lease out some property, and then you can enter into a halal business, open restaurant or whatever. You can purchase it, you can purchase shares, halal property, and investment. Other than that, these are some of the things that as an individuals and a community you can do by a collective, actions, mutual cooperative. Maybe you can establish one in order to offer Islamic Islamic or halal car financing market for institutions such as Hassan, Consumer Power, and Power. So I think that's all. Thank you very much for your patience to listen to my presentation on
Zaharuddin up to stage to prepare for the 20 seconds. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, please spend about 1 to 2 minutes to fill in the feedback form as well as the funds that oversees both the sukuk and of course the equity funds that I showed you just now. So it is actually the responsibility of the Shariah Board to ensure that whatever processes, documentation and so on within the fund itself is Shariah compliant. The fund itself then goes and buys, for example, instruments. Okay, the equity fund will buy equities. How do they ensure that those equities are Shariah compliant? They engage people like Ideal Ratings who help them do the screening and such, okay, to ensure that the funds are Shariah compliant. When they go and buy a sukuk, and they buy about 30 to 40 sukuk, the sukuk themselves have their own Shariah Board to ensure that that particular sukuk is Shariah compliant. So there are actually many layers of boards here, one on the fund level and 2 on the instrument level. So all this will ensure that the particular instrument, the fund itself, is so-called Shariah compliant. To be 100% free from Riba, I think there is a tolerance that's given, but I think the board signs off on that particular instrument, then in essence, that is actually Shariah compliant to you. I go back to myself, I ask myself, there are people who come up to me and say, how do we ensure that this particular thing is Shariah compliant? Are you sure? My answer to them is, let the Shariah Board take care of that. Who are we, to accept, you don't accept the documents, you don't accept the management, let them take care of it, they sign off on it, and then they are answerable to it. I'm comfortable from that perspective. Yeah? So I think from that perspective, the funds are compliant. I still have a slide on the Shariah advisors. It's not available here. I don't think it can show. But you can find out, just go and Google the Shariah compliance or the Shariah advisors for FP and you get it. If not, we will send you, the person who sent this question, we will send you a list on who the Shariah advisors are.
I have several questions here, but just like Brother Saadiq, we will take 2 questions first. Right now, e-commerce is widespread. If we sell product or services online, is it halal? Because the customer can't see and inspect the product. OIC International Fiqh Academy already discussed this matter, and the pronouncement is halal. But just like always, with conditions, But if you are selling halal product that has been certified by, in Malaysia, certified by JAKIM, or in Thailand, we have Thailand, I don't know, Islamic community certification or whatever. So you can sell that product. And then in terms of, you can't see the product can always use the methods of picture. It is acceptable in Islam. Catalogs, that is acceptable in Islam. But there must be a terms and condition mentioned that if the item once reach the buyer and the real item is different from the picture, the client may get refund and send back the item. That type of terms and conditions compulsory in terms of making the e-commerce acceptable from the Shariah perspective. My own experience dealing with eBay, for example, I purchased a watch via eBay. From the picture, it's very beautiful, here, from the United States of America. And when the watch arrived, I see different from my perspective, at least. So I sent an email to the seller saying that I dislike this product because it's different from the picture. So can I replace the product or cancel the transactions? And the seller said yes, no problem. So I sent back a watch and get back my money. So that is the thing that makes the transactions halal, because it is free from gharar, uncertainty. Because if you sell something via the internet and then you are not giving any chance for the client to get the refund or to cancel the transactions if the item is not according to the description, so that will create a huge gharar or uncertainty that may affect the validity of the contract. Question number two, interest-free installment plans using credit card, is it still contains riba? Okay, in terms of the credit card, you have to look at the bigger picture. Maybe this is one and the only features. Maybe this is only one feature of the credit card. But if this is the thing that you want to ask, yes, I may say that if the installment pay plans using credit card and there is no interest imposed on you, yes, it can be regarded as halal in terms of that particular loan. So meaning that when you are purchasing by using that credit card, the bank will pay on your behalf. Not on your behalf, the bank will pay for you. And then the bank will claim the money from you, the exact amount at the future date. That is halal. However, the difficult part is that as and when you use the credit card, the merchant will have to give 1 to 3% of the amount purchased to the credit card issuer. And when that happens, maybe some of the client will not get the same features, the same advantages. Maybe you are getting these features and this, treatment because you are a good user, for example. I'm not very sure. I've not seen the bigger picture of this. I just make an assumption, assuming that that is the case. Yes, you are not involved in riba in your own transaction, but by your transactions, you are supporting the credit card issuer by purchasing by using the card, and because of your purchase, the merchant give more money to the credit card issuer, while at the same time the credit card issuer is taking penalty, interest from other clients. So you have to look at that. If the product is available for all credit card holders, maybe I can say this. Yeah? Okay, number 3 is investing in precious metal without intention of selling. For example, purchase gold without intention of selling. So I bet you have the intention to sell actually, but maybe 15 years from now, because this is meant for your children. Okay, so you have the intention to sell. You cannot say you don't have intention to sell. Maybe you have, but in the future, far future. So the question he asked, is this considered ihtikar in Islamic perspective? No. Ihtikar is just normally for short term, and only relevant for staple food, not precious metals. Staple food means if this is the country, we are eating rice. So rice is a staple food. Sugar, salt, what else? Wudu in Kelantan, for example, maybe, you know. So if they are purchasing all of these, they have the stock and give it, you know, for a period of time in order to create the demand, you know, heavily. So that is for the end. And the questions here, not which are from the perspective of Islam. Allah
I have one here. Can I engage a financial advisor who is non-Muslim? What criteria should this financial advisor have in order to service Muslims? Okay, so basically, in the company that I work for, financial advisors, we have many non-Muslim advisors, and they have Muslim clients. So basically, all advisors in financial alliance who serve Muslim clients and they want to do Islamic finance or Islamic so-called Taiwan related transactions, they go through a 1 or 2 day course which our Shariah advisor conducts. So basically that's the first level. The more important thing is there is an institutionalized framework, i.e. I am there, you know, we have our business partners, Barakah Capital. We are the only financial advisory firm in Singapore to be appointed as Amir by Moody's officially, because we do calculation for Zakat. We have various other partners, with respect to Islamic services. So basically, the advisor is just the relationship manager, so to say. Ask him a question. He may or may not be able to answer. He will always come back to us and he will give you the answer. So basically, I have a lot of non-Muslim advisors coming to me. Suddenly, I have a Muslim client. Husband just passed away. What shall I do? How do we then settle the estate? So then we come back with the answer, so on and so forth. So the advisor itself, not to say they're not important, they are important. They know the basic principles of investing, they know the basic principles of Islamic finance and stuff. But sometimes if the questions get a bit tricky, and again they have someone to fall back on. So I think we have that very, very strong support for advisors from where I stand or where I go from.
Inshallah, because it's going to it's coming into Asar. I have this habit of mixing English and Malay, sorry. So, okay, now, I have a question on my side. Then we take the last 2 questions after that, inshallah. We can answer those questions in this very question that we have. Can you briefly describe the content coverage of Wealth 101 training from Muhammad Farid? The questions, there are so many questions here. In fact, I think Doctor have like 2 pages, and I'm very sure there are more SMSs coming in. And from your evaluation forms, there are also people who wrote the questions. And from Sunny, he's only answered 3 out of 6, 7. And he has another one more coming in also. So we are unable to keep on answering the questions here unless we all want to stay sampai Isya. Unless you all want to wait until Isya. So definitely not, right? Okay. Under the answer on the Wealth 101, there are 3 sessions. Session 1, we are going to go through the basics of wealth. Very, very basic layman. In fact, personally, the experience I have with accountants, with bankers, the basics of wealth, they are surprised for what they are learning from there for the first 2 hours. Very simple basics. Now, when the class falls on Wednesdays, if you notice from the paper, if the class falls on Wednesdays, it will be held at Financial Alliance at Bukit Merah Central, where, inshallah, Mr. Sani himself will be there to see if the participants who are coming have questions, and we will help you to answer there. If it is on Wednesdays. Otherwise, if it is on Saturdays or Sundays, we have another 1 place, 2 other training locations, which is here at Golden Temple and the other one at Haji Lane. That is when you see this Saturday or Sunday, we will inform you accordingly via email. What is it going to be inside? First day, we are going to really focus about the total basics. Any questions, how you want to answer, what is spend and saving and everything. More details. Okay? And second day, if it doesn't fall on Wednesday, we will touch on investments. We will even touch on what is the best investment. So there are many things to cover here. A lot more. Money is an interesting subject. I just covered 4. and that is very, very fast form. You give me one, some of you I think have heard me speaking, they are very surprised that I'm only talking for no more than 20 minutes. Because I know once I step up the stage, I may last for the next 2 hours. Sometimes 2 weeks. So you want, can, I have all the energy, no problem. So now we have that session. Let's bring that session so that everybody can very well equip and understand fully about what they are going to do. What is right. This question will never get out of our mind until we are fully aware, until we know what's going on. Good. Now I'm giving on the next question to Mr. Sani. This will be our last question. Inshallah, I will hand over back to Mr. Farhan after this last question. Thank you.
Question is, I think after you begin, you start to have some but mine very quickly. Is life insurance haram? I think Ustaz touched on this just now. I think the majority of scholars consider life insurance in non-takaful as haram. We have a Shariah advisor. Our Shariah advisor is Dr. Akram Najib. We also probably one of the few, if not the only financial advisory firm in Singapore to have a Shariah advisor. The reason we have one is also because it's times like this that we need some guidance from the Shariah advisor. Our Shariah advisor has informed us that life insurance basically in Singapore is haram, except if we use a legal maxim, the Zaharuddin principle. Let me give an example, it's easy to understand. If we have a situation whereby there's a family, sole breadwinner, wife is not working, four children. If he dies, he leaves his wife very little, and within the next 4 or 5 months, his wife goes into a financial crisis because the money runs out. Yes. So, in that particular instance, life insurance is actually not haram, it's haram for him. Yes. Bigger evil or bigger thing, a worse off thing if he doesn't take it. Yeah. But if it's another case whereby this particular individual wants to leave each and every child with another 50,000, 100,000 as a legacy, as a gift, if he's not around, then in that particular case cannot. Yeah. So, and there are certain policies, like for example, term policy is the preferred policy because it doesn't have the Riba or investment and stuff. So, there are guidance that is given by our Shariah advisor, albeit, again, with reference to what Ustaz also mentioned with respect to waste fatwa and stuff, it's a little bit more general. I think you can go and read it, but from our perspective, our Shariah advisor, this is what I mentioned to you earlier on.
I'll try to give the very brief answer. If home corporate loans fall under Riba, how do we Singaporeans come to terms with owning a home when the only way to own a home is to take either HDB or bank loan? The answer has been given by European Fatwa Council, because these questions almost identical to those who live in Western countries. You know, the pronouncement made by them, halal. Even though you are using bank loan, conventional bank loan, it is not considered as halal, but fall under the category of necessity. If that is for your first home, for you to live in the home, the house, However, if you want to purchase a second house for that purpose, maybe that is still halal. However, the third and the fourth for investment purpose, that is no longer harus, no longer permissible in Islam. Okay, number 5. Is it haram to be working for conventional banking as analysts or IT services or cleaning services? This one has been, the answer has been given by various scholars. Majority of the scholars advise that try at your best to change your intention first. The first thing that you have to do, your intention. Your intention is now not only to gain profits and salary, but to gain experience in order to help the Islamic financial institutions in the future, if as and when you manage to get job offer from them. That is the first one that you have to do. Secondly, some of the scholars try to differentiate between direct involvement of riba and indirect involvement. They say if you are the promoter, the executive to promote that loan, and also to what we call those people who drafted the loan document. You are actually have a direct involvement in riba, and hence your salary will be also affected badly. However, if you are not involved directly to the interest loan, for example, cleaning service, not directly, tea lady, for example, no problem. IT service may not be deemed as direct involvement, even though you are the one who, service the computers and whatever. But analysts, maybe also not too direct, because you are not the one who approach people and attract them to subscribe to the product. Maybe I can see that from some scholars' opinions, you are not a direct, you don't have a direct involvement in the riba, but indirectly. So if indirect, please don't be happy with your work. Please try at your best to stay away as far as you can from this type of job, because yes, you may not be involved directly, but the dust of riba and the sins may be around you, very close. And the Prophet ﷺ said, فَمَنِ اتَّقَى الشُّبْهَاتِ Whoever managed to stay away from gray areas, certainly you will be able to uphold your dignity and your religion and your faith. And then the other question is, how is sukuk different from bonds? Sukuk have Shariah advisors, bond don't have. Different. Finish. If you want to know more, come and register in International Islamic University of Malaysia and learn about the documentation and the process. And then lastly, is networking marketing considered as a halal business? I'm very sorry if you are asking about multi-level. I do think a little bit different from network marketing. I don't know about network marketing, because in Islam there is a legal maxim mentioned, al-hukmu ala shay'in far'un an tasawwur. So you must not give any pronouncement or ruling without knowing the big picture and the technicals of the product. So I don't know the technical of this product and this network marketing, and hence I will not give any ruling. But if you want to ask about network multi-level marketing, so in Malaysia we have already concluded the rules and regulations for any company to be deemed as Shariah Compliant multi-level marketing. So you can just Google it out. Thank you very much. Wallahu a'lam.
Thank you very much, Dr. Zaharuddin and Mr. Sani, Person terbaik. And perhaps we can just ask Dr. Zaharuddin to recite a little dua before we end the seminar.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم أكثر أموالنا وأولادنا وبارك لنا فيما أعطيتنا. اللهم لا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. والسلام والحمد لله رب العالمين.
We'd like to thank again our guest speaker, Dr. Zaharuddin Abdul Rahman, and as well as our